guys, I selected my topic as a prosthetic hand, and my aim is to fabricate a prosthetic hand by using maple wood. Why I consider a maple wood? Because it's a lightweight and strong material. And here, what do you mean by mainly prosthetic hand? I think so many guys, they won't be familiar with what is prosthetic hand. So I given some images. These are the prosthetic hand which are used by the people who don't have any hand, who have been lost their hand, and it will be used mainly useful for army people, and there are so many guys who are using now prosthetic hands. Next, abstract. The main abstract is to fabricate a prosthetic hand which is reduce the cost and weight comparing to the present, so that I consider my material as maple wood and with 5 degrees of freedom. So next, by using milling process, I am designing and I am fabricating my designs with a good surface finish. Then by using a springs which is made up of aluminium and with many minimum links, I am assemble the part. Then to avoid the corrosion, because I am using a mechanical links which are, even though it's less, the corrosion chances are there. So I am covering with gloves. And this gives a solution to fabricate a prosthetic hand by less cost and weight. Next, why my research design is importance. Here the main thing is comes. So the prosthetic hands which are available right now are very costly and they are more weight than an actual hand. So due to the costly, the guys who are poor people and they cannot afford that price. And due to the more weight also, it cannot be easily weighed every time, so they should keep away with, sometimes they should remove those things, the prosthetic hand. And the right now available things, they are using sensors, actuators and kinematic heavy links, which gains the weight of the prosthetic hand and which reduces the easy usage. And it is not easy to wear in everyday life due to the increasing weight. And at the same time, by using these things, the cost also increases. I know, you know guys, the sensor costs are pretty high. And the weight and cost also depends in the usage of material. I am using the maple wood. Of course, it's a very cheap material, and regarding the weight is also very less, and it's strong also, even though. And so due to this available prosthetic hands, I consider to need a fabricated prosthetic hand with less cost and weight. Next, here I conducted literature and I divided into 4 subtopics. In that one is mechanical actuated. These mechanical actuators are fabricated by mechanical links and strings which are pulleys and linkages. Even though it is available at low cost, due to the in these there are no actuators and sensors, but due to the usage of pulleys and linkages, the weight has been increased a lot and it cannot be easily weighed by the people. So by this time the prosthetic hand contains only 4 fingers, the guy who have done this one, and with a poor finish. I'll show you image. You can have a look over image. You can see there is only 4 fingers including a thumb, and the finish is not that much good, and he used as aluminium as a material, and the fabrication also it's not very good, and it cannot grab the objects very easily. And this is the disadvantage in that. Next, actuators. Actuators. Here they use mechanical strings for the assembling, and for the operation they are using motors. Those are actuators. And the DC and AC motors are used properly nowadays. Due to the use of, while operating by using motors, a noise can occur. It will occur at the time of operation. And with addition, always linkages also is there. In addition to that, motors also added, so it gains the weight, and the motors are a bit costly. So here you can give view a look of actuator. Here they will be placing an actuators in between for the operation, and these are the mechanical links, and of course finishing is good comparing to the mechanical one, but due to the usage of motors, the weight and cost it will be increased, and it occurs a noise also in the operation. It cannot be used in the every case due to the operation noise. Next, kinematic and hydraulic links. These are the very rare types of prosthetic hands which are available now by using kinematic and hydraulic links. In this type, sometimes the prosthetic hand may struggle due to the use of heavy links while operating. And I'll show you image. This is a typical kinematic and hydraulic prosthetic hand. So there are many mechanical links and hydraulics also. So at the time of operating, it may struggle due to the springs, and the corrosion chances are very high in this type of hands. So corrosion may occur and the lubrication also may be required for this. And the weight of prosthetic hand is increases due to the usage of this every links, everything. Next, sensors and actuators. These are the famous and available everywhere right now, sensors and actuators. In this hand contains both sensors and actuators. Why the sensors are used, it can be sense the objects which are in contact with the hand while contacting. Suppose if the mouse is contacting the hand, by using the sensors he can sense the feel that he contact the mouse or the any object like a metal or something which is made up of. So the sensors are used, and the sensors are very costly, and therefore it increases the cost of prosthetic hand. And due to the usage of both actuators and sensors, there is an increase in weight and cost as well. So all people cannot offer that price because all are not rich, because sensors are very costly, and the replacement of fingers are very difficult in this, because by placing the sensors and everything motors, if any finger gone lost, so suppose if any these are example of for the sensors and actuators type of prosthetic hand, if any finger has been damaged due to any reason by lifting an object, so again to replace the same hand is very difficult, and all the hand should be replaced instead of one finger, and it costs even more because again you have to replace with sensors and actuators. So due to this, there is a need to fabricate a prosthetic hand with less weight and cost, which is offered by which is at a reasonable price to each and everyone. So my first step in maple wood is considered as a material due to its less weight, hard and smooth finish. So next, my own hand drawings are made for a prototype model on my taking my hand dimensions. And then, I used here milling process for fabricating my prosthetic hand with a good finish. To get the good finish, I given at the final finishing with a low frequency, so at the time I can get the good finish with my milling process. Then springs and fuelings, as I said before, springs and fuelings are used to assemble the parts. Then to avoid the corrosion, I use the silicone gloves to avoid corrosion. Silicone gloves are cheap and available everywhere. And how my prosthetic hand works, with the help of shoulder brace and a string, it is connected to the shoulders like this from front, and by the to and flow momentum of the shoulder, the prosthetic hand works without use of actuators for the operation, and that is the advantage of this one. Next, finally, prosthetic hand is fabricated with good surface finish and with less weight because it's achieved by using maple wood as a material. And by eliminating sensors, actuators and hydraulic links and many links, the cost and weight also is reduced as compared to the present prosthetic hands. And the developed hand contains 5 degrees of freedom. And here is some figures which I have drawn for my finger. There is a finger part 1, and it's also called as a phalange 1, and it is for phalange finger part 2 of phalange 2, and this part 3, and this is the palm, and this is the thumb, and the thumb one, another one. And what are the advantages in my research design? By fabricating the prosthetic hand by maple wood, the weight is reduced. So that is the one major advantages. By eliminating the sensors and actuators, the cost and weight also reduced. It can be easily used for daily purpose due to reduced weight and may be suitable for children due to the reduced weight. And it is now available to everyone with reasonable price. Then disadvantages. The heavy objects cannot be lifted for using maple wood as a material because it's not strong enough than comparing to the other metals. So heavy objects, they should be taken care while lifting the heavy objects. And of course, it cannot replace the actual human hand. And the developed prosthetic hand cannot sense the object because there are no sensors in that. So this is the advantage, and it contains only 5 degrees of freedom, which can make the few movements, and it cannot use move in all movements like a normal hand. It cannot be used in all applications, as of course it's limited with a few things, so it cannot be used in each and every applications. So here is my thing. Thank you.